Welcome back to Full Court Press. Today we break down why Anthony Edwards is special. If you haven't already, please subscribe right now. Hit the notification bell to keep up with all of our videos. We're going to bring you some great content regularly, and you don't want to miss it. So this NBA season is humming along, and we've seen so many great players and plays this year. But one of the most impressive young stars in the game has definitely been Anthony Edwards. He is entertaining off the court with his amazing interviews and demeanor, but today we're going to dig into his game on the actual court and what's been so impressive and making Wolves fans giddy. He's played so well that he was actually recently named the NBA's Rookie of the Month for March, so let's get right into it. Anthony Edwards was the first pick in the 2020 NBA draft by the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Wolves did have former All-Stars Karl-Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, and others on the roster, but they found themselves winning the lottery and went ahead and selected Anthony Edwards out of Georgia over James Wiseman, LaMelo Ball, and others. As the number one pick in the NBA draft, there's certain pressure, responsibilities, and expectations that are placed on your shoulders as a young 19 or 20-year-old, and Edwards has played extremely well, especially of late, and is consistently displaying the game and abilities that made him that number one pick overall. At 6'4", 225 pounds, Anthony Edwards is a load at the two-guard spot. He's the size of many NFL linebackers, and he brings that combination of size, speed, and power to the hardwood. Think about Dwayne Wade, really kind of in his physical prime, but a little bit heavier. And D-Wade was a strong athletic guy already, well put together. But Edwards just has this crazy NBA body already as a 19-year-old, and it's just staggering when you see him. Over the last 10 games especially, Anthony's averaging 24 points per game, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, with 1.5 steals on the defensive end. In their same stretch, he's shooting 42% from the field, 30% from 3, and 73% from the free throw line. So one thing that's already standing out to me in these last 10 games, but also over all the other games that I've seen, is that he's been able to play. He's been out on the floor for their Timberwolves, and in these last 10 games, he's playing over 36 minutes per game. And for reference, that's 3/4 of an NBA game, with it being 48 minutes. So him being on the floor, him getting after it, this experience in game time is truly, truly invaluable. It teaches you that game. It humbles you to learn and grow and understand what works and what does not. And he's going to look back on this rookie season and know that it's been such a huge benefit for him and the Wolves organization to get him out here 30-plus minutes a night so he can just grow. And really, the main benefit is that the game is going to slow down. You often hear each offseason from young guys especially that the game slows down. They mentioned the game slowed down. But what does that really mean? It means you're starting to see plays before they actually happen. You're confident, you're consistent in your game, you understand what it takes to be effective. And when you're out there playing, you're starting to break down your own man. You also then start to see the rotations. You see how the weak side help is already, their gears are already turning and moving to come over and rotate and help side. Or, if you make a move, it'll force a play on the back end as well. So really, when we say the game slows down, it literally kind of does. Your brain is already breaking down the next step or next move when you beat your guy. And it's triggering to you already. When that help steps over, boom, you find that next man who's open. So when I watch Anthony play these last few months, the game is really slowing down for him. You can see he's starting to use that athleticism and size to his advantage, and he's already realized no one can jump with him at the rim. He probably knew that from high school and college, but he's been posterizing guys. And if you haven't seen that, go YouTube it. You'll see some of the crazy dunks he's already thrown down. And if you're scoring over 20 points per game, obviously you can score it in this league. These are the best of the best in the NBA, and scoring that 20-point per game clip is no small feat. And honestly, I'm going to be confident and say that everyone listening to this video would very likely struggle to score or average more than 2 points per game in the NBA. It's that hard, myself included. But anyways, he's a 3-level scorer, and although he does need to improve his 3-point shooting and that 3-point percentage, he is not afraid to shoot it. So that keeps the defenders honest And players that can contribute across all levels offensively, from the three-point line, from the mid-range game, and then finish at the cup, are a premium in the NBA. And a lot of times you have the guys that are really athletic but struggle to shoot it, or a guy who can shoot it but doesn't necessarily bring the physical athleticism or strength to hold their own. And Edwards has the body, the skill, he's got the aggression, the swagger, the mindset on the floor, and he does apply himself. But I'm most excited about those steals already. The Ant-Man, which is one of his nicknames, if you did not know, has the tools to be elite and start being elite tomorrow defensively. And him getting 1 steal per game, 1.5 over the last 10 games, that shows me he's aggressively playing passing lanes and really applying himself. Now, looking back on the last 10 game kind of breakdown, obviously we read you off the numbers, and numbers are a big part of the game today. How many points, rebounds, assists are the main questions that NBA fans often ask and want the answers to immediately. But the most important stat is definitely, without a doubt, the wins and losses in the NBA. You see players get traded because they aren't producing. You see coaches get fired because they aren't winning. And you always want to have your best players contribute to your team directly winning. And in the last 10 games, the Timberwolves are 3-7. They currently have the worst record in the NBA thus far at 12-37 at the time of this recording. So I know Karl Anthony Towns has been out. D'Angelo Russell has been out as well with injuries. Malik Beasley is doing things off the court that's keeping him out as well. Plus, you've got COVID, so guys are out. You've got injuries. They got a new coach, so there's some instability there with players, coaching, all that things added up. So it's tough. It's tough. And really, you would still like to see Anthony Edwards, being a number 1 pick, be able to come in and help this club win more than 12 games. Now, I'm not expecting him at 19 years old to just be LeBron James, but at the same time, you want to try to figure out, all right, is this a guy that can really push the needle for us and ultimately lead us into the playoffs to build and become a successful franchise and just take the next leap? And ultimately he is. But this year has been a strange year for this Wolves team and organization to really gauge that. So I think, as the reigning rookie of the month and as a guy who's been trending lately and playing really well, it's going to be interesting just how hard he pushes and closes out this season. Will he be able to help this club win a few more games? Will he be able to get out there and chase down LaMelo Ball in the Rookie of the Year race? I think LaMelo's the front runner right now, but obviously his season's going to be cut short due to that hand injury, which is really unfortunate. So I think Edwards is going to get more national attention, especially when folks are talking about the Rookie of the Year race with LaMelo out. And I think, again, if they can pull out a couple more wins, get some guys back on the floor, get back healthy, I think that'll be a great thing for him. And then looking ahead beyond just this season, I think it's really going to be important for Anthony Edwards to squeeze out all of that potential that he has, to just hone in on 2 things this offseason: his shooting and his playmaking. From the shooting standpoint, it's tough to have a 2-guard out there that shoots 30%. Now, that's not the worst number. It's better than some guys, but it's nowhere near 40. And he may never end up being a 40% shooter from 3. The 50-40-90 club is a hard club to get into, and most times it's because of the 3 in free throws, the 40% and the 90. But anyways, if Anthony can raise that percentage just a couple of points, that's a huge step. And it does go a long way, although it may not feel like it, especially with the number of threes that teams and players shoot in the NBA today. And that 73% mark from the free throw line as well is a great opportunity for him to raise that up a little bit. Get it to 80%. That's a couple more points per game. That'll go a long way. He'll be closing games for the Wolves. So that can be the difference of a team winning or losing down the stretch. And then in looking at his game, he's got the size, the strength, the speed, the swag. You want to see him push the envelope and start to become a playmaker. This Wolves team has 12 wins. They need more playmakers. They need more talent. They need guys who are getting easier looks and better shots. So I really want Anthony to take that initiative because he can carry that load and produce at least 3 to 4 to 5 assists per game. At minimum, he should be at 4+ assists a game. And by doing so, that shows me he's being assertive, one. Secondly, he's making the reads and getting guys involved, and it's going to make him a more complete offensive threat and player. He's going to be able to punish teams with his scoring, his size, his strength, and also his passing. And hopefully that's those next steps that he needs to take to really just round out his already extremely solid NBA game. Like, he is elite athletic wise. Like, he's a huge, crazy athlete. He can score it. He's putting up 20 points this last stretch of 10 games. Like, that's amazing. And he's right there from a season average perspective as well. He can sit down and defend the best in the league. I think the only question in him becoming a true, clear superstar is how good of a shooter he'll become, one, and if he'll be able to harness that ability to create for others. You cannot teach the tools that this kid has. He is special, and there aren't many athletes that are better than he is right now in the NBA. He's a unique talent and really overall skill set that's going to be a force for many more years, and I'm excited to see how he'll be able to pair with Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, and the other talent that they'll be able to add in the years to come. Let us know down in the comments how good you think he'll be and what you think his ceiling is as a player. And if you haven't already, go subscribe right now so that way you can keep up with our future videos. Thank you for checking out this one, and we'll see you back soon.